everyone, welcome to day 3 of the 5 days of Valentines with Cara Brand and Dearjuliejulie. I've watched some of the videos that the girls have put up from day 1 and most of day 2, and the photos for those who don't have a YouTube channels, and oh my goodness, the things that the girls are coming out with are incredible, and not one person has done the same thing yet. And I know there are 10 YouTube channels up there, so you expect overlap. So it's been incredible. I'm just so proud of each and every one of them. It's absolutely amazing. Now, Terry this morning said to me that the links on my channel weren't working. Don't know what went wrong because they were working yesterday. So I've taken them all off and put them all back on again. Not sure whether it's to do with YouTube or whether it's to do with Google or something, but like, I was in the Facebook group for us, the elves that are doing this, and I clicked on one of the links and it says you're leaving YouTube, and I was in Facebook. So there's something strange going on, but we have tested all the links, so hopefully you'll be able to go and watch the other girls. The links go straight to their channels, not to the videos for the 5 days. And the reason for that is, if I put all the videos that they did, one, everybody's posting at different times, so it's quite difficult to keep track. But the other thing is, if you click on the link and go to the video and you're not actually going to watch it, or you're just going to watch a little bit, that actually affects their channel. If you go to the channel and then look for the last video, if you just click videos, the last one that's there, or the last 2 or 3, depending on how many they've done, you'll see the 5 days up there. So it's easy to find them all. And the Etsy stores are all okay as well. Anyway, back to today. So today's, Cara has made a beautiful envelope and 2 journaling cards. And our Julie, she's done another one of these absolutely gorgeous receipts. She did a couple in December, and I just love her receipts. They are really, really lovely. Then you've got a couple of flinch cards again, but these are bigger than the ones from before. A fussy cut and a wee little journaling calling card down there. So that's today's. Now, I've sewn my journal together. You know, I've put the signatures in. And I'm playing around with this idea for the cover to actually put one of the tags that we did on the front. And I think that might be the front now. So I haven't quite decided, but I think that's where I'm going. So I've popped this together. I've sewn the signatures in, and I've put a lot of the ephemera in. I mean, obviously I'm not going to do a flip through today, but it's looking amazing. It really is. I'm absolutely tickled pink with this. I really am. And I've put these in the, you know, where I used Rachel's from Roxy Creations, her doilies, and cut them down, and it's making a lovely, lovely tuck spot. It really is. So I'm really tickled pink with it. I really am. I was really happy when I put this together yesterday. So I will do a flip through, but not, well, I'm not today, because obviously we're here just to show you what we're doing today. So let me just pop that over to one side. Bring my board in, because that means you can see the digits a bit easier. And there's something underneath there, yeah, it's a little rose. Yesterday, somebody asked me about sewing, you know, on the cards that I do. Right, let me just lift these off. So what I've done, I've actually sewn, what I've done is I've backed these are actually on bits of file folder that I've had left over. And this one's from the cat's licky licks that I cut up. So, and then these have got nothing on them, okay, they are as they come, okay, and these have got, they've been backed on stuff as well, just so you can see the difference. Okay, now I vary in what I do. If I've got a blank back like this, sometimes I will stencil on it, or I will add a bit of paper, like here I've these are dyed papers. These are what I sprayed. These are sprayed papers, and I put the black sheeting on the table, plastic sheeting on the table and sprayed. And I sprayed the red first, and instead of cleaning it all off, I left the red on there and then sprayed the green on top. That's how I've got this lovely effect on these. So I've backed it with that. Other times I will use music paper, book page, you know, it really does vary. And then on these, I've literally just rubbed over the vintage photo over the back, and that's what I've got on the back. So it really depends, and it also depends on how thick your journal is. If you've got quite a large journal and you're okay, you don't need to really be careful on space, great, you know, you can back everything. But when you're limited for space, you need to think about how bulky things are. So I wanted to show you the difference in how they look when I put them one on top of the other, like this. And it will give you an idea of the difference of how they look. Now, straight away to me, and obviously I'm getting a better look than you are, I love that dimension. I really do love that dimension. It might be from doing cards, because obviously with cards you do a lot of matte and layering, don't you? I love that dimension. I really do. I think it looks great. But this looks just as good. So it really does not matter. The only thing when you're sewing on paper is you need to take it a little bit slower and be a bit careful, just in case it might rip. This is card. This is 160 GSM card. And it works great for me. Really works great. I just have no problems sewing it at all. Remember, if you're going to go and suddenly sew fabric, change your needle, because obviously paper card blunts your needle and you'll have problems getting through the fabric. So do just remember to change your needle afterwards. So anyway, I'm going to hold them up. Now, I don't know whether you're going to be able to tell the difference with me holding them up. If I just, so you can see down, do you understand what I'm saying? If you can see down, there's not much difference, is there? There's not a vast amount of difference, because I've used quite a thin card. So really, experiment, decide what is right for you, okay? So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to pop that one over there for a minute, and I'll just glue these. I'm going to glue these up and get these ready. I thought I would actually put some buttons or something on these today. Can't see this glue. There it is. It was invisible glue. Put that on there. Obviously, to get them different sizes, you just print them at different sizes. If you take your files out of the zip folder and you put them into a normal folder, you then have the option of whether you can print two at a time and different options, and that's the one I use. I find it so much easier to use. And I then printed these full size with the click on, and then I went to the next size down without the click on, you know, the tick where you can decide whether you want to enlarge it or not on that size. And that gives me a really nice difference between the two sizes, like that. And I've got the other one here. This is the other one, and I've done the same with this one. I think the kids must be studying again, because it's very quiet downstairs. I know they're down there. There. So that's my cards all ready to decorate. Now I've pulled out some bits and bats. I've got some of these little roses. I've had this stuff from doing the kid, you know, making the baby cardigans. So I've pulled bits out, and I thought I would just have a play around with some of this stuff. I've got a needle here that I can thread up, because I love to sew the buttons, because I think the sewn button look looks so much nicer. Let me just thread my needle. There. Yeah, they're definitely in, because I can hear doors banging. I'm going to have to come here to thread the needle. I'm missing this completely. Why am I not seeing that eye? There it is. I have the needle round the wrong way. You can't get it in when there's not an eye there. Let's just pull that up and pop a little knot in the end so it doesn't disappear. So I was thinking of using a bit more of this that I've made. You know, I made a lot of the ruffles. Just thinking if I stuck a bit of that on there. Where's the scissors? There. So I suppose we'd cut sort of around here somewhere. Let's just cut that off of the bit there. Yeah. And then, I suppose as soon as I've got the thread here, I think I'll probably start with a button. Would a button be alright in the middle of there? Yeah, I think a button would look quite pretty actually. Go with a theme. Oh, and the other thing about sewing, when you're using the sewing machine, remember to let your glue dry, because the last thing you want is to have a sewing needle full of glue. It will really mess up your bobbin and everything, and you know, the little feet that carry your fabric along when you're sewing. I usually use Fabri-Tac because I find, you know, it attaches really quickly, dries really quickly, and I've never had any problems at all with it going through the machine. But if you don't put a little bit of glue on, when it comes to sewing it and you think, oh, I'll be all right, I'll just, you know, hold that down, I'll go, guarantee you'll get a pucker. Guarantee it. I've done it myself. I've thought, oh, I'll just hold that in place, and no matter what you do, the foot will somehow or another, even if you've got the lever up and the foot up and then you carefully lay it down, guarantee something will make it go funny. You know what it's like. Best laid plans. So do put a dab of glue on first. I'm really naughty because I speed sew, and we have a lovely sewing group. It's quite sad actually, because we did a lot of work to get ready for a fashion show and an exhibition, and I was very honoured because the one that I did was actually chosen to be used for the local factory just here, you know, for their, it's Hawick knitwear, and it was going to be used for their advertisements and everything. But when the tables that we have, because obviously we just rent the room, they're the ones that lay flat, and then you pull them out, and you know, you've got two pieces that make the table. So if you sew on it and you go a tiny bit fast, the poor machines and the table go like this. And I just try not to go on the machines now and do the sewing bit at home, because otherwise the poor girls, they're sewing away and the table's coming like this, and we're like, oh, for pity's sake, lass. And that's the trouble, in it, when you're used to when you're used to your own machine. I mean, obviously you can go to any machine you like, aren't you? You know, they're all the same basically. But when you're used to rattling it out, you have to wait for this glue to come down. Yeah, so I give all the girls a shock, and they look at you and just say, stop doing that, we're not sitting on that table with you. It's so sad, you know, not to be able to go to your groups. You know, you think of the craft groups that people go to, and I mean, we used to do the Healthy Tuck Shop for the kids, and we used to cook all the food and everything for them, and it is so sad not to be able to be part of this. You know, I mean, obviously all the girls still talk and everything, but it's really hard, you know, because you've not got that social life. There was an article somewhere that I was looking at. It was on the news bit of, you know, on your iPhone about what's happening and all the rest of it. And these youngsters who are growing up now, they are going to really struggle with, you know, social interaction, because they've not got what they had before. You know, before they would have been taken out to, you know, places to go in the soft play and to cafes and, you know, even McDonald's, because at McDonald's you've got all the colouring for the kids and the little computer things that they have up for them to play on, and, you know, there's some lovely things that kids can do, and that's how they interact. And, you know, they go to the shops and they're interacting with people there, and they're going to really struggle with this interaction now, and it is so sad. It really is. No, I don't know if that, I don't think that would really match on that one. No. What have I got down here? Oh, I've got a label here. Ooh, that would work, wouldn't it, that label? All right, let me just ink you up. I think it's going to be some time before we actually get back to normal in any way, shape or form. There, that's fitted down well, isn't it? Yeah, that looks okay. You should see the other side of my desk that you can't see. Well, it's the kitchen table actually. I've got bits and bits everywhere, you know, so I can just dig in and pick a bit out. Now somewhere, yeah, over the back there is my number. You know, my little number stamp. So let's see if I can get that in there, right? There. Wow. So that's 3 lovely little cards to go into my journal. So that's something else to go into my journal. And then what I've also done, I was playing with the envelopes, and again, I've done them in different sizes. So I've done 2 small ones and 2 big ones, and they've got different things on the inside of them. This little butterfly here, Norella from Calico Collage, if you have her emails, it's just under here. She's actually sent out a freebie, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm just going to see if I can grab it. Yeah, here it is. So this is a freebie from Norella from Calico Collage. So if you go to www.calicocollage.com, you'll be able to sign up for the email. Norella has a group on Facebook as well, and she's part of Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group, and obviously she designs with Linda Israel as well. And I just thought this was absolutely adorable when this came yesterday. It's really, really pretty, isn't it? So you've got a cover here, and these lovely little things, and like the butterfly, when I saw it, I thought, oh, I've got to use that. It's really, really lovely. I will add it to the link. It'll be right down the bottom of all the writing that I've got to do, you know, all the links that I've got to do. But I'll put Norella's website up. So if you click on that, you'll be able to find out how to subscribe to the emails. And hopefully you'll still be in time to get the freebie, because I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, back to it. So that has come from there. This one and this one have come from the kit that I've already been showing you, and that's Pretty Florals from Cara Brand and Creations. And here's another one of the labels. Now some of the labels have come off the 5 days of, and some have come off of the kit that Cara did. Now on the inside of this one, you will see I've done stenciling, and I've used that gorgeous Bella Rose stencil again. And then I think this one was the same, if I remember correctly. Now this one, and let me feel, I think it's this one, I covered with some paper where I had been stenciling, and then this is the mop-up page. So what you do is when you've put your sprays through the stencil, you then take another piece of paper, put it over the top and mop it up, you know, dry all that ink up, so you get the reverse of the stencil basically. So that's what I put on in the side, those two. Oops, a daisy, that's upside down. And then this one, what did I do with this one? Oh, and this one was stenciled as well. Now this one is that lovely cutout, that lovely fussy cutout from today. And yesterday I showed you Rachel, Roxy Creations, some of the doilies of hers that I was cutting out. So that's one of her doilies on the back there. And I think it's really complemented that cutout. The little flower obviously has come from the cards. Where are we? It's the red one, isn't it? This one. That one there has come from here, but obviously the bigger size. And these little tiny bits came, I think, from day one. I'm sure they were day one when we got the little tiny bits of fussy cut, and I think that's what's left now. So those are my envelopes for today. Really got quite organised. See, I'll get organised and then it'll end. And then here, this is that gorgeous receipt, absolutely beautiful. So I've popped a eyelet in the top and added a lovely little rose charm on it to go with the roses. Then I've popped a stamp on, and I've got one of these paid stamps. They're really dirt cheap, they really are. Pre-paid thing. And I just pop that over the top, which gives it just something different. It's not quite the same then as everybody else. And I've sewn round this one. I don't always sew round the receipts, but I just thought this one would look nice with the sewing round it. Then here, the flinch cards. This one, I've taken the smaller one from 2 days ago, and I've cut that out and popped it on top because I thought that made such, you know, if you look at the difference, I think that really looks lovely, doesn't it? And it makes it that it's a nice thickness. You're not having to worry about whether it needs backing or not. I just really love that. And so I'm going to leave these two as they are for now, and then pop them into something else. So that's all the bits that I've been using. But then I've cut these out. I thought these would look really lovely in this journal because, you know, it's quite rose based, isn't it? And of course we've got the dog rose here, you know, the wild rose, and we've got these roses, and these are seed packets. Now in the January Club from Paulette, she's got 3 pages of these. If I put them that way around, it'll be easier for you to see. 3 pages of these, and they're in the January Club, which is obviously going to be coming to end shortly. And in about 2 or 3 weeks' time, she'll pop this particular one up, and you'll be able to buy the whole lot, you know, because on the subscription, there's 3 pages. So what have I done with the other one? That's a good question. There are 3 pages of those, but I can't see the other one. I've obviously put it down somewhere. Anyway, from that, you can buy the subscriptions to get these, and this one I've shown you already, and this one, and these 2 as well. These are all in the subscription as well. And I thought this little lass, this girl gnome, was just adorable. There it is, there's the other one. There's the other sheet. I knew it was around somewhere. I thought these were so cute. Look at her little face. So I thought they'd be lovely in the journal as well. And these ones, these were in there as well. Now, last night they had the party in Paulette's group. It doesn't really matter when you join Paulette's group or you go into the group. You won't be able to answer the questions, obviously, because you know, the questions will be ending, and they will be getting their little gift for entering, you know, the little competition. But the printables will still be in group. So I've printed off the printables from last night in case you might like them, and I'll put Paulette's link down below as well, because I mean, these are gorgeous, aren't they? I think they are so lovely. This one's from Zern. And I just love this. Absolutely beautiful. You could make cards with these, or just elements for your journals. I just think they are lovely. I really do. And this one again. We've got another little gnome coming in here again. They are just really lovely. Really lovely. And of course they've got so many different styles. Those are papers. So I just thought I'd give you a quick look at those, just in case you're looking for Valentine's stuff. It might be nice to pop into group, because they're all copyright free, as I've said, especially with the throat going, time and time again. They're copyright free. So, you're getting images that you're not going to get told off for using. And I think they make such a lovely addition to your journals. And the amount of free stuff that the girls put through, because they're on there every day posting freebies for everybody. And there's always something. And if there is a particular journal you are doing, say for example you're going to do a boho, which seems to be quite popular again, you could ask the girls if they've got anything for that specific thing that you're doing. Or if you're doing cats, you know what I mean? They will try and find some free printables for you. So they're very, very helpful in the group. They really are. Anyway, please go along and visit all the other girls who are doing the 5 days of, because they've put so much work into all this, and they are just amazing. I have just absolutely loved watching the videos. And obviously the 2 kits are in the 2 girls stores. So you've got Cara Brandon Creations and you've got Dearjuliejulie. They're both on Etsy and they're both at 50% off at the moment, which is a great bargain. And obviously it depends on your style. You might not want both. You might want one because you're particularly into vintage, which of course is our Dearjuliejulie, and all her stuff has come from vintage cards that she has. Or it might be Cara, which is modern and romantic, but it's not modern in the sense of modern today type of stuff, you know what I mean? It looks vintagey, but it's not too modern, but it's more of a modern look. I still think I've said that wrong. Oh well, brain going out this time of day. I've been up too long. So have a wonderful day, everyone. I'm absolutely loving this. I really am. And I'm going to go and have a look at day 4 now. I don't know what's on day. I looked at it once and then I left it because I think you're better off not seeing what the next day is, because otherwise you're tempted to wait and keep a lot of bits back to use on day 3 with day 4. And the idea is you try and use as much of these as you possibly can through the 5 days. I actually did it at Christmas. I did manage to use all 5 days and the 3 freebies that we got as well. So I was really, really chuffed with myself. Have a wonderful day, everyone. I'm so grateful for all the new subscribers that I've got. I really, really am. I'm going to start doing the giveaways again. I need to finish the journal that I started just before Christmas and get that sorted. And the guesses were all absolutely amazing. But not one person actually got the wording that I used to Paulette, which is quite funny because it's the wording I would have used straight away as opposed to using the wordings that you lot have used. But brilliant. So obviously you're going to be in the draw already for the journal. So have an amazing day. Love you all, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.